It's a fight for First Division survival. Well, this is the situation as Ipswich go into their last week of the season. West Bromwich and Birmingham already relegated. One of at least 5 clubs could go down with them. And here, Ipswich, in their last home game, come face-to-face with Oxford, immediately below them in the table. Well, no one is more certain of going to Mexico with England than Ipswich captain Terry Butcher. But where will he be playing next year? Money problems, injuries have made this season a struggle. But the main trouble is the lack of goals. Good defence, good spirit, but 28 goals in 39 games, the worst record in the Football League. It's hard for 18-year-olds like Jason Dozzell to blossom under this sort of pressure. But today, he'll be carrying much of the responsibility for the goal which has eluded Ipswich for almost 7 hours of play. John Aldridge scored 3 in 9 minutes against Ipswich in November, and he was one of the Oxford team who, a week ago, were winning the Milk Cup in great style. But their big fear is repeating Norwich City's double, cup success and celebration, followed by relegation. And Steve Perryman, ineligible for Wembley last week, is brought in for his vast experience at the back. So the referee here is Terry Holbrook, a chartered secretary from Wolverhampton. His first game in the middle here. And it's Ipswich Town to kick off. The first league game ever between these two sides here. And indeed it could be the last for some time if either is relegated. Ipswich haven't scored in 6 hours, 51 minutes of play. But the difficult thing here is which is going to be the side who will play without pressure. Oxford have 2 big fellas at the back, but Perryman there as the sweeper. They've had a fairly suspect defence this season, and Perryman's experience, particularly at the back, would be very valuable to them. 19 years at Spurs, only 5 games though for Oxford. There's a free kick taken by Truick. They've got some big, sharp fellas up front. Goals have never really been a problem. Aldridge to Charles, beaten by Butcher, and there's Cranson. Cranson, one of the young players who learnt their trade here, always under the threat of pressure and relegation in the last 3 years. Comes Judge. It's quite a strong wind blowing from left to right. Perryman and Langan. Looking for Charles and Hebbard in there. Hebbard getting hold of it. Then Charles getting in and away by Atkins. A little indecision there at the back. Atkins did well to make up his mind quickly. Corner to Oxford, going to be taken by Houghton. The big guys will come up from the back. Shotton on the near post. Briggs at the back here. Charles dodging around. Perryman's come in there. Well, he got a clean header at it, Aldridge. But that was always going over. Well, that was the first attempt by Oxford. Good deep corner. And Aldridge gets ahead to it, but it's no real danger. Yallop to Butcher. Yallop's got a bit of room now to go. McCall here. But Oxford have pulled 10 men behind the ball. There's only Aldridge at this side. Here's Wilson. Again, control is not that easy on this surface. There goes Yallop. Now there's a bit of room for him to cross if he wants it. Langan is beaten. Yallop's cross, and well away by Truick. But Ipswich on the attack as Atkins gets one over. Dozzell gets in there. Well, it was Briggs who got in front of him, and it's a corner. And Portman Road comes alive. Well, inevitably, Cranson and Butcher must go up. Dozzell is on the near post. Butcher coming in on this one. Good leap into the arms of Judge as a couple of bodies trying to get in the way of it, almost diverted it. Well, there was a good, powerful header, but the only way it was going to be a scoring header was if somebody got at it before it went into Judge's arms. Great piece of work there, but Wilson couldn't do it. Well won by Butcher. And again, but Aldridge gets a nice touch aside to Houghton. Couldn't find Aldridge through the middle. And Hibbard intercepts well. A bit slack there, Ipswich, as Oxford suddenly put the pressure on them in a different area of the field. Here's Dazelle, nice control. Brennan to McCall. Having to work really hard, Ipswich, to get through this packed midfield, and if a pass is slightly astray, no chance. Charles, I think, handling the ball over the line, but the throw-in given. Wilson leaning on Shotton, and he gets away from him. Wilson, good cross. Gazelle, what can he do with it? Can he set it up for anybody? Leghorn, Yallop, but Briggs gets there first. No, great shot. Wilson. Gazelle gets to it. Great action there by Ipswich. Oxford only just keep it out. Terrific effort by Yallop. Yallop did well to get his shot in there as Briggs came across him. Great save by Judge. Then Wilson comes in, but Dazelle couldn't turn it. And Langan getting up there in support, as he loves to do on that right-hand side. And here's Houghton with Tommy Parkin. Good cross, and well plucked out by Cooper. But that's a fine bit of play by Oxford, ended by good goalkeeping. It's the danger of Langan down that flank. Parkin, Wilson, Brennan beaten by Hibbard, bursting forward there. He's got Langan on his right. Three players in support up front. Ball bobbled awkwardly for him. Charles is behind here. Good, powerful header. But again, the goalkeeper well positioned. Charles has been carrying a groin injury for some time, limping a little bit there. Troic gets that one, but he'll get more than he expected. I believe it's a free kick there. Foul by Ian Atkins, who was signed by the present Oxford manager, Maurice Evans, when he was at Shrewsbury. Pulled him out of Sunday football. Up goes Cranson, beats Aldridge. Picked up by Phillips. Houghton. Cranson again, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy at the back there, which the referee makes a comment about to the two players as they pass him. Langan beginning to get more freedom down that right-hand side, though. Hibbard. Troic is free over here. Aldridge and Charles for the cross. Phillips. Cranson. Aldridge is there, and the goalkeeper was out. The goal was exposed. Aldridge, the man who turned defeat into success when the two sides played in the winter, close to getting the first one here. Goalkeeper comes out for the cross. Now, either he gets it or he doesn't, but he's well off it here. And here's Aldridge again with a chance, and this is in. Aldridge making no mistake that time. First of all, he wasn't picked up in the air. Ipswich got away with it. Then he wasn't picked up on the ground, and they paid a price. Well, now it's a giveaway here, really. Robbed in midfield by Phillips, quickly dispatched to Aldridge. He doesn't waste any time. That's a fine goal. It's 1-0 to Oxford. And what an uphill battle now Ipswich Town have, as John Aldridge gets his 30th goal of the season. Dazelle. Brennan. really could have kept hold of it, but he was over-anxious. McCall, Hibbert gets a boot to it. Gleghorn, and that's an Ipswich throw. Referee says hold on to things. Don't take too many risks here. They've been caught out once by taking it out of defence. Aldridge and Phillips punish them. And Perryman covering there to Langham. Yallop, support from Butcher. Gazelle and Briggs and all the spare man. With a bit of time. Butcher back again. Gazelle. Can't often see the Ipswich front players beating Oxford in the air. Nice header by Butcher to Yallop. Turn by Gleghorn, a nice play. But cut out by Briggs with the comfort of a sweeper. They can get forward a little bit more. Free kick given against Steve McCall there. The wrong way really by Brock, by Shotton rather. Picked up by Brock. Aldridge runs into a sandwich, gets a free kick. The referee steps in to sort out the fighters. It's a free kick to Oxford. Gleghorn and Aldridge being spoken to. Well, it's going to be hard for both sides. They're clearly fired up for this occasion, but Oxford at the moment are playing better under pressure. Phillips on the ball. Shotton over the far side. Shotton now coming across and leaving a hole for Briggs to come into. Up he goes. And there's trouble there for Butcher. The referee immediately waves on the physiotherapist, Brian Owen. And any form of loss or damage to Terry Butcher is the last thing Ipswich could cope with. How did it happen? Well, Phillips with the kick. There's a lot of interchanging up the front there, but it's Briggs who comes in there, and bang, there's an arm and possibly a head as well that clatters Terry Butcher. That does not look too pleasant, and it's certainly going to get worse as far as the swelling is concerned. But Butcher back into the fray. Aldridge and Cranson, and that looked like a bit of rashness by Ian Cranson. Over anxious, trying to get in front of Aldridge. And the referee saying get on with the game. If you want to get some treatment, go elsewhere. And he's indicating to the trainer to come right round the other side if he wants to get at him. Cranson's got away with that, I think. And Aldridge, I think, changes his mind about getting treatment. It do surprise me. Beaten there by Brennan. Parkin. Wilson, who's really had to chase a lot of lost causes in this game. There's a roar of anticipation from the Ipswich supporters, but they're a long way from getting a strike at goal yet. Coming to Yallop, almost taking into trouble, but is McCall. Gleghorn. Just a touch by Dazelle. Brennan. McCall is in there. Well, they're holding it well, but they're not really getting through to the danger area. What about Parkin's cross here? Dazelle gets ahead to it. Up goes Judge. Oh! And it looked like an effort that's gone in by Dazelle. Oh, well, there was errors there by the Oxford defence. A terrific leap there, first of all, by Dazelle caused the trouble. Dazelle got the header in that caused all the problems. Then it comes out to Dazelle to thump it back in. So he got the header to it, and he puts it in. But the players competing were Gleghorn to make it dangerous for Judge. Gleghorn gets in there well, and Wilson. But it's Dazelle who bangs it back in. Just what they wanted. And that's their first goal for about 7 hours and 45 minutes. And Jason Dazelle has done the trick. Now then, we could have some support from the terraces and a real charge from the back by Ipswich. 1-0 down. Jason Dazelle, their youngest player, levels the scores, but the referee is holding up play here. Wants the kick to be taken from the centre of the field. Forward by Atkins. Butcher leaps. McCall. Butcher. Yes! 2-1. And look at the relief and joy there. Terry Butcher, a scar on his eye, but certainly nothing wrong with his heart or his heading. He gets the vital head in there. McCall with a shot. Butcher one attempt, and then another bang. And Butcher, who scored for England in midweek, gets a vital one for Ipswich here. Well, that was another fighting goal. Butcher against the odds, getting it in. McCall with an attempt, and Butcher with his second attempt puts him ahead. And Terry Butcher, second goal in a week. Ipswich leading by 2-1. What a fight back. Perryman forward. Briggs, Butcher. And here's Phillips. Space on the right for Langan. Danger here for Ipswich. Houghton over the far side. Butcher to safety. And that was right on the former injury, I think. And this time I think he's going to need some treatment off the field. As the corner takes place, there's no Butcher in the Ipswich defence, and that's a bad blow to them. So they're down to 10 men without their captain as Cooper comes out. Phillips, it's in! And Oxford strike back just at the time when Ipswich were licking their wounds. Well, Cooper came out to get that ball. He didn't punch it out properly, straight to Les Phillips, and that was thundered back into the network. And I'm afraid Paul Cooper must take the blame for that, as Phillips puts Oxford level. So it's 2-2 now, and the scorer, Les Phillips, and it's his first league goal of the season, and such a vital one for them. And all this time, their captain and inspiration, Terry Butcher, is off the field. He's gone to the first aid room, probably for stitches. So it's still 10 men. and they've lost the initiative. Atkins, easy one by Shot. Well, they're fighting for it still. Leghorn back in again. Leghorn again, that's the highest today, and the least dangerous. Still without Butcher at the back. Still it's 10 men of Ipswich against Oxford, who've regained a little bit of their confidence. Couldn't get the right angle on that. Temporarily lost their impetus, not surprising. But a draw really isn't good enough for Ipswich here. Well, that was the biggest cheer of the day when they saw him come out of the tunnel. Heavily bandaged, but coming back into the fray. A great roar. So off the field, I'd have thought getting stitches as well, but you can't tell that yet. So it's 11 against 11. Let's see what effect the presence of Butcher has now. Nicely done by Houghton to Langan. Hibbard gets into the middle. Aldridge over the far side. Brock, Houghton. In comes Parkin. Wilson. Gazelle. Bit of freedom on the left. Over comes Phillips. Gets the boot to it, and Judge smothers it well. Judge, who might have been slightly at error, or definitely at error. Brock's header, but it's Cranston getting it back. Briggs, an optimistic header on for Langan to chase. He's been getting down the right-hand side very well, but not that much. Substitution for Ipswich. It's 19-year-old Michael Cole and midfield player Tommy Parkin coming off. So Cole adding to the strike force now. They've got a gamble on getting everything forward and that winning goal. Atkins wins it. Cranston. Well, they're regaining the initiative. I think it was the reappearance of the bandaged figure at the back. And not surprising either. But there's a little more than a quarter of an hour left to get the points. And away goes Dazelle, he's onside. Cole and Brennan in the middle. Here's Dazelle. Brennan, oh, it wasn't strong enough. But how well he's doing to get through from midfield into the striking positions. Dazelle really kept his cool there, did Trevor Hibbard really, and Brennan unfortunately hadn't got enough power in his shot. Cranston and Butcher helping him behind. But every time he heads that must hurt. I shouldn't think that did him much good either. Here's Houghton. Cranston beats Aldridge. It's going to be picked up by Hibbard. Brock is coming to the middle with Aldridge. Now Yallop should clear that. Langan. Perryman making up the spare man here. And there's an infringement down there. Must have been something that Langan did. have a dig at somebody, I feel. Giselle rising well, but the Oxford supporters behind were saying that that was a foul. But they pick up well here. Ray Houghton. Good challenge by Brennan, but it comes back to Houghton. Got players supporting behind him. Here's Aldridge. Good turn by Aldridge. Oh, just past the post. That was a good run by Houghton. A bit of an error by Ipswich, that he should get it back again. But then Aldridge turns his man, and it was Butcher whose man was there, and gets a good shot in. Phillips. Aldridge is in there, it's Hibbard. Oh, just past the post. He was struggling there, no doubt about that. Nicely put in. Hibbard a flick on with two players at the far post, and Cooper was in some trouble. About a minute left. So much urgency now for Ipswich. Butcher stays up. A last desperate attempt. McCall for Giselle. And there's a free kick. Well into time added on. 1.5 minutes we've had, and a free kick, indirect, for Ipswich. What can they conjure up here? And they shouldn't take too long either. Oxford obviously with everyone back. 2 minutes into time added on. Brennan to Atkins. Oh, it's in! Atkins with the winner. Deflected in past Judge. What a story that is. And they're on the field. Well, there's no excuse for that, but you can understand the jubilation of the Ipswich players. Let's see how it happened. Rolled by Brennan to Atkins. Who does it hit? It hits Wilson. Now, is it Wilson's goal? Is it Atkins? Does it matter? It's 3-2. Well, this one is a historic blow. A bad one for Oxford. But it could be so vital for Ipswich. And the score now is Ipswich 3, Oxford 2, and the scorer, if it deflected off Wilson, is Kevin Wilson, but it was Atkins who struck the telling blow. Lack of emotion by Ferguson, but he must be going through torments. And the game is restarted, but there can only be seconds here. And still they're chasing it. But it looks as if it's slipped out of Oxford's grasp now. What an amazing turnabout. Butcher wins it. The referee blows the whistle and runs off the field, and thousands run on. And Atkins, the hero of injury time. Butcher embraces him. The goals by Giselle and Butcher got them back into the game. Then Les Phillips made it 2-2. Clearly into injury time, they struck an absolutely historic blow. So Butcher, the injured hero, certainly inspired his side to this tremendous victory. And for Ipswich, mission accomplished. The final score, Ipswich 3, Oxford 2.